What is dead stock?
Hi, my name is Irina.
And I'm Erin.
And we are at the FabCycle Textile Waste Reuse Center in Vancouver. We are honored to be invited by Seamwork to talk to you about that stock and show you what that stock is, where can you shop for it, and why is it so awesome.
Before we really get into it, though, I'd like to acknowledge that we are on the unceded territories of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh nations.
So what is that stock? Where is it coming from? Why is it called that stock? So everything we see here around us at our FabCycle Textile Waste Reuse Center is actually that stock. So we collect materials from fashion designers, film industry, schools, private people, and we make sure that textile waste doesn't go in the landfill by making sure the usable materials are preserved and passed on to other makers. So that stock can be created in various ways. Sometimes a mill can produce fabric and they overproduce things, and so they have excess fabric that they're just not able to sell. So there's dead stock. And dead stock means that they just don't have a customer that ordered this material. So they end up with this excess fabric. They just have to figure out what to do. So some mills do sell it. Some mills are just stuck with it for years in the storage. Same thing happens sometimes with fashion designers. So the stuff we get here, for example, the rolls, often the way we get it is by fashion designers ordering fabric, and then for whatever reason they're not able to use the fabric. Maybe there's like a small defect on the color, the tone is not right. Maybe they just got to the end of the roll and they got to the minimum quantity of items that the factory will produce. So they just end up with let's say 20 different rolls, end of rolls of fabric, but because they're in a business of scaling and doing things in more mass production, they're not able to use the small end of bits materials. But for us, this is a treasure. We love end of rolls because we love passing it forward to makers that appreciate the materials for what they are, which is beautiful fabric that we love.
Another way that some of our private donations come to us is from estate donations. So someone has passed away and they have a large storage of materials. Whoever is dealing with their affairs doesn't necessarily know where to give it, and we're definitely one of those great places that you can give those kinds of materials so that they do get the love that they deserve and move into the hands of people who will make something out of them. We get a lot of really beautiful vintage materials from estate donations and things like that you'll see on the website, and you'll see if you come in person to our FabCycle Reuse Center.
Yes, and that actually leads us to the point of why we love textile waste and why, we don't love textile waste. We love dead stock and we love getting our hands on stuff that people don't know what to do with because we know who can get it, and that's you, our makers.
So where's places that you can buy dead stock, Irina?
Good question, Erin. So if you are local to Vancouver, come visit our FabCycle Reuse Center in Vancouver. However, you can actually find really great materials everywhere around you. The first place to start with is in your own stash. As makers, we have a lot of stash usually that we accumulate over time, but maybe your friends and family have the same thing. So first step I would recommend is seeing who's around you and using the stuff you already own. If you can't do that, you can always trade or play around with unusual even materials that you have. So that's first step. However, there's a lot more places where you can actually source usable materials, like
thrift stores are a great option. I find when I go thrifting, one of the biggest sections I go into is home decor, and that's where you're going to find a lot of materials that are dead stock, sometimes on the roll still. Sometimes you'll have bundles of fabric at thrift stores. They usually have a section set aside for it. So that is one of the first places I will go to is a thrift store.
Yes, another source you can go for is online. So you can go to Facebook Marketplace. There's a lot of Facebook groups and destash groups. So the keywords to look for things is like destash and dead stock fabrics, and you'll see an area of materials based on where you live that you can either source online or even in person. Depends on the community organization.
Speaking of community organizations, there are a lot of community organizations around the world that you can check out your local community and see if there are legions and community thrift stores. There's all kinds of places, for-profit and non-for-profit, that will have dead stock materials for you to be able to use.
Yes, and another way too for differentiation also, some organizations do curate dead stock materials. That means they will go and purchase dead stock materials, which is nothing wrong with that. It just means that they provide materials that are really more interesting and more curated to their style of their store. There's some organizations like us, for example, where we don't curate, we just accept everything with that differentiation, and we make sure that everything also moves forward to other makers. So really nothing gets wasted. waste
Mhm.
completely. So whatever you choose to source your-
Curated or uncurated.
yes, dead stock, thrift store, D-stash, whatever it is, we make sure that whatever you decide to purchase, you have a plan for it, and you will make sure that something beautiful and usable going to come out of it, so it doesn't come back to be a dead stock again or textile waste.
So if you'd like to learn more about dead stock, come see us in person at our FabCycle Textile Reuse Center here in Vancouver in Chinatown, or
You can go to our website, fabcycle.shop, and see what's out there. Contact us. We always love talking about sustainability, textile waste, and dead stock, and learn from each other and support one another as part of being the community. So thank you for your time.
thank you so much.
And thank you, Teamwork.